Well, Steve, the Holmesdale game really did bring us down to earth with a bump after 2-4-1s, didn't it?
Yeah, never too high, never too low, that's what we say, isn't it? But it was a couple of particularly good performances back to back, which we haven't done too often. So I guess it did set the bar for expectation high. But yeah, it was the third time we played Holmesdale and we've yet to beat them, so perhaps it weren't no massive surprise.
Yeah, they do feel a bit of a bogey team, don't they?
Funny, maybe this season, I mean last season, don't forget, we finished the season by walloping them at their place, but to give them their dues, I think AC, he's recruited a couple of good coaches, there's quite a change to their playing staff, they've got a very effective way of playing. It's like I said, it's probably one of the clearest game plans. Like, it's quite clear what they're trying to do, but they're good at it, so yeah, fair play.
Yeah, because I mean that first half is exactly what you said. It was messy, and then they go and score a goal which you can't say anything other than was messy because it just bounced everywhere.
Yeah, frustrating.
We didn't get anybody on it, and the guy who hit it, I bet he didn't have a clue that it touched him.
I mean, hit him's probably hit it. It's probably more like hit him. Corner, 6-yard box scramble. One of our players, or I won't know the name on camera, has lost his man, and their guy's just sort of running it, sitting on the shoulder and gone in from about 2 yards out. And I think the way that Holmesdale play, which is designed to be very compact and not allow you to play through them, if you let them take the lead, you kind of made your work very hard.
Yeah, because that was just the whole of the first half. After that, it was just an absolute mess again. And we just, like I said, they just stopped us from ever get going. They don't play a lot themselves, so it was a tough watch.
Yeah, they're very effective, and it's, you know, it's obviously, it is also an effective game plan. They're fourth in the league. They've walloped a few sides, to be fair, but then again they've also lost, I think, 4-0 to Kennington and 4-1 to Faversham Strikeful. So it shows what a topsy-turvy league it is. I think they're now fourth. The defeat, I think, drops us down to 6th. We've both got a pretty similar record. So, yeah, it's just frustrating because obviously the expectation starts to build when you see maybe the second half against Snodland, and then we've got the Punjab and the Phoenix game. Everyone's starting to think, oh, you know, we could actually be sort of getting where we want to go here. But yeah, you know, what do you do? Ultimately, we've played 8 games, we've won 4 and we've lost 4. So we probably are the definition of mediocre.
Yeah, but again, if you'd said, right, we're going to be 6th, 7th sort of thing after a few games, I think we'd have all taken that because it's, you know, I think it's a reasonable position, especially given the sort of
position, but it don't really matter,
given the budget and all the rest that you have to contend with. I think it's quite acceptable.
I think the league is just it's just a constant nagging worry, really, because you look at the results every Saturday and you think, blimey, they've beaten them. And it just makes you realise, much as if you can get some consistency going, it's quite achievable to be in the mix. If you can't get some consistency going, it wouldn't take much before you're looking over your shoulder again. It's not good for my flipping nerves, I tell you. But it is, this league is very competitive, and I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, because you turn and say, well, look what we did against Snodland, what we did against Punjab, you know. That was probably, you know, they'll be surprised saying, how the hell did that happen? We should have walked that. You know, the Punjab manager in his interview was saying, yeah, we expect to beat this lot. We should be beating them. Do you know what I mean? It's it proves your point.
I think to a point, everyone believes they're capable of beating anyone. I think most of us would have put Whitstable probably at a level ahead of us in terms of resources, but then they've dropped points at Bearsted, and then they got a hiding from Sutton. So that probably reaffirms anyone could beat anyone. Sutton are top of the league, fair play to them. They are actually one of the few teams who have managed to get a little bit of consistency going, and their big challenge will be to keep that going, I guess. But I mean, I couldn't. You know, we got Whitstable. Obviously, we got a cup game Saturday. Then our next league opponents are Whitstable. We've got Larkfield coming up. Sort of,
yeah.
You know, there's some tough games.
I think the other thing which is worth mentioning is that the team you put out had quite a lot of changes as well. It wasn't, you know, what we had for the last couple of games.
I think that comes with our circumstances this year. Like, you know, it's you know, everyone's pretty open now that the budget's significantly less than it was last year, and as a result of that, you have to accept compromises with the boys that we've been able to recruit. Some of the boys have come on the understanding they can't guarantee they'll be there every week. Some of the boys have to work if the opportunity arises because we're just not in a position to offset.
Yeah.
You know, times are hard, aren't they? You know, the economy's not fucking brilliant. Government are having an absolute nightmare, and you know, people have got to do what's right for them and their families. And when you're only really paying expenses, you can't expect to own people 3 times a week, you know. And we're trying to play a little bit more expensive football. We are actually consciously trying to play a bit more football, but you can only improve that if you've got the boys available.
But yeah, we also, you've had injuries. Okay, we lost Cast, a pretty horrible one. But actually, we start with 3 strikers. You look at the season, think that's quite good.
Yeah.
And in a couple of weeks, we've lost all 3.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. Is that just? I don't know how to compare that with any other season. It probably has been. Yeah, it probably has been one of the worst I've ever had for injuries, actually. Because Ivesy, Matt Black, Lucas Moraine, 3 strikers all out long term. Lucas thankfully just managed to get a cameo in on Saturday. Matt Black's hopefully back in training in the next couple of weeks. You know, obviously the Kaz one is terrible. We're not going to see him again. But even Harry, it was his first game back on Saturday. He hadn't been seen since 2nd or 3rd pre-season friend. Yeah. Actually, he did a little cameo against Phoenix. But again, we've had some. Nathan, I think, is now crocked as a result of Saturday. He's really struggling with his knee. Reece obviously ends up in A&E with his head split open. We've also had 3 red cards, which, you're right. It's been quite challenging, and I guess
there's somebody looking down, trying to make it as hard as he can for you.
I don't know about that, but I think it's testing us, and so far we've been able to answer the test to an acceptable level. 23s have backed up the first team well. You know, they've featured a lot more already this season. They had a great win again last night against Hastings. So that's sort of bubbling away in the background, and hopefully there's some stronger roots going down